What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Or welcome if it's your first time here. In my opinion, none of us are ready for what is coming. What is coming is going to be so devastating that I don't think the majority of us, even us preppers, are going to make it. And I know I'm already getting comments in the comment section screaming, fear porn, fear porn, fear porn. However, it's not fear porn, it's just the reality of the situation. And if you're still screaming fear porn to these type videos, then you're not paying attention because, like I said, there's so many things going on right now that's going to drastically change life here on Earth. And I think it's going to be almost impossible to survive what is coming. And I know that sounds drastic. I'm not saying to just give up. Prepping definitely increases your odds of surviving. However, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to make it, that I'm going to make it, or that you're going to make it. We prep to be more ready, but there's still no guarantees. And what I see coming when I look at the big picture is horrendous. I mean, we have right now so many things going on, and I'll talk about those things here just in a second, that if you look at the next few years to say 2030, it's going to be so many changes, so many things going on. There's so many threats right now we're facing, and I think we're going to be facing multiple threats all at the same time. For one, right now we have super wealthy individuals and corporations that are pushing this climate agenda, and the whole climate agenda and everything they are taunting as solutions is detrimental to life here on Earth, human life, and especially food production. Right now, the Biden regime is putting so many $1 billion, I forget what it is now, guys, to build machines that removes carbon dioxide from the air to fight, from the atmosphere, to fight global warming. And if you remove, all the carbon dioxide from the air, as Apple CEO Tim Cook is calling for, people's going to die. You can't live. There's no life without carbon dioxide. It makes plants go through their process to grow, to feed the human population. We're carbon for the most part, as far as I know. I'm not a scientist, but from what I've read, without carbon, we're pretty much all dead. Everything on Earth is dead. All the plant life, animal life, insect life, human life, everything is dead. And that's what they're calling for, is removing 100% of the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. And they're actually working on machines to do this. That's the plan. We have individuals like Bill Gates that come out publicly and say they want to block out the sun to fight global warming, to cool the planet. And if you block out the sun to cool the planet, what happens? Crop failures, famine, starvation, death. And they've publicly stated they want to get the world's population down by 90%. Just have 10% of the people left that's here now. 90% of the population gone. And there's been a lot of people predicting, including the Deagle report, that the population is going to be much, much lower here just in a few years. So they know, I forget the exact numbers off my head right now, guys. Someone put in the comments below, let me know those exact numbers, but the Deagle report said it's going to be a massive reduction in population here in the U.S. And so many things can cause this. If you look at all their climate agenda, it's all detrimental to human life here on Earth, taking all the carbon dioxide out of the air, taking and blocking out the sun. And what do you think, besides, weather manipulation things, why do you think you see all the chemtrails? That's all to block out the sun. And to, like I said, modify and try to control the weather patterns and things. So many things are going on, and everything they're doing, it seems like they're trying to see if they can slow kill everything on Earth. That's the way it looks to me if you look at all their agendas and things. It is crazy, guys. And speaking of Bill Gates, he has purchased hundreds of thousands of acres of farmland here in the United States. I think the last estimate was 270,000 acres of farmland here in the U.S. Is he planning on putting on some overalls and growing corn? No, I don't think so. He's taking that food production, that land, out of food production. So there's going to be less food for everyone to have. Like I said, everything they're doing is detrimental to the food supply, human population, because they want, have this stated, to reduce the population to fight climate change. They hate human life. They hate individuals. They want to ban fossil fuels. Without diesel, without gasoline, without oil, how are you going to run all the tractors and farm equipment to plow the fields to harvest with? They want to ban nitrogen. Without nitrogen, crop failures. Crops don't grow. It's not been proven. You can grow organically, but if you take away, chemical fertilizers and nitrogen, it's not going to be possible to grow what's grown now. So they want to take out the carbon dioxide. They want to block the sun. They want to get off, all fossil fuels, meaning no farming, essentially. They want to ban nitrogen. They want to ban chemical fertilizer, do away with chemical fertilizers and nitrogen. All that affects the food supply, affects life here on Earth, affects the ability to sustain the population that we have now. And not only that, we have the economy right now. The economy is in shambles. No matter what Joe Biden says, no matter how much people's living on debt and credit and maxing their credit cards out to look like they're doing good when they really aren't, the economy is a mess. From the last stats I saw, the national debt here in the United States was getting close to $32 trillion. And, if you take $32 trillion in $100 bills and you stack those this way, it will go over 22,000 miles in $100 bills. 22,000 miles in $100 bills. That is a lot of currency and a lot of debt. And they keep increasing that debt by billions and billions every single week. And it keeps increasing more quickly. They keep sending money to Ukraine, billions and billions of dollars. And we see inflation, but they will tell us that inflation is down. Everything is good. The economy is strong. And we know that it's not. When you go look at what you earn, what you spend, and what you earned before and what you spent to buy the same thing you're buying now to sustain you and your family, you can see it's costing a lot more. That's inflation, because they keep printing and printing and printing. And so many things right now are affecting the economy, and it's going to get much, much worse. I forgot who that was now. Could have been the Economic Ninja, maybe. Said that they see interest rates going to 10%. That's huge interest rates. I know people come out and say it's been higher than that before, blah, 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 blah. But this is a whole different situation right now. They're telling us that the economy is strong. Everything is good. And like I told you all here before, whatever they say in the media, the mainstream media, whatever the politicians say, it's usually the exact opposite of what they are saying. And we have, I think it was over $17 trillion in individual debt. That's debt that individuals here in the United States hold. Companies, corporations, individuals. Over $17 trillion. And over $1 trillion of that was credit card debt. Because people's living on credit. People's living on borrowed time. And when that credit and that borrowed time runs out, they're going to be in a world of hurt. But if you think this economy is strong, then in the comment section below, write strong. If you think this economy is weak and crashing, write crashing in the comment section below. Personally, I think it's crashing because everything points to that eventual end. And I think it's going to be sooner rather than later, because so many things are happening right now. We have so much debt, and that debt keeps increasing substantially every single day, and there's no end in sight. Right now they're talking about another government shutdown because they can't fund the government. And we know what's going to happen. They're going to pass all these things through, all these funding bills through Congress and things, and they're going to spend some more. Print, spend. That happens every time. It's just a show. It's just WWE make-believe, the whole government is, and this whole fight they have about the economy, about everything, because they all pretty much agree with everything, and they all pretty much in lockstep with each other. They just put on a show for the public to think you got someone on your side. And guys, speaking of the economy, we have BRICS. You've all probably heard of BRICS. You got Russia, China, Brazil, India, and they're working together to get off the United States petrodollar. And they're dumping the dollar, and we have, I think last time I saw was over 40 different countries are wanting to join BRICS, and there's a reason for that. People want these other countries want to get off the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency because the United States government and the deep state has used that world reserve currency status to control everyone, to punish people who don't walk their line. They want them to walk in other countries and things, these leaders and governments and things. If you don't do what we want you to do, then we will levy sanctions against you and things like that. And these other nations that saw that, even the ones that haven't been sanctioned by the U.S., and they want off that system. They want to be more independent from the United States. And really, you can't blame them in all honesty about it. But it's going to affect us here because they're all up in this dollar. It's not going to be the world reserve currency any longer. And it held its position for as long as it has because of an agreement between the United States and Saudi Arabia that Saudi Arabia only sell their oil in U.S. dollars and reject everything else. So that's why it was called the petrodollar. But that era is ending. The United States hegemony is ending. And it's going to affect us here in the United States. And it's going to cause, the dollar to crash because it's backed by nothing. It was backed by oil. Now it's backed by people's belief that it's worth something, people's faith in the federal government and the Federal Reserve. And that is definitely crashing, in my opinion, because I have no faith whatsoever in our government or the Federal Reserve. And we all know, if you're paying attention at all to the economy, that this is just paper. It's just like monopoly money backed by nothing. And we're going to go into hyperinflation, economic collapse, in my opinion. And I think it's going to be on the scale of Argentina, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, where you take, a stack of $100 bills in to purchase a loaf of bread, and you're lucky if you get a half a loaf for a stack of $100 bills a stick. It's going to be bad, guys. No one knows how it's going to be exactly, even me, but I can look at things and see the writing is on the wall for the United States dollar. It is going to crash. We also have an open southern border, and I know that some people are going to go in the comments, the border's not open, illegal immigration is down. Because that's what they've been told by the mainstream media and by the Biden administration or the Biden regime. Illegal immigration is down. It's the lowest it's ever been, apparently. But yet, there's over 250,000 people, the last estimate that I saw, coming across the border every single month. And they're not illegal because the way they're wording this and the way they're doing things, they're lying with statistics and they're manipulating things. But these people come across the border, they go to the checkpoint, they get their paperwork, they get their court dates, and they go right on into the United States. And we actually bus those people into the United States, and they're no longer considered illegal immigrants. They're considered legal because they came through, they got their court date, they got their paperwork done, they got processed and shipped right on out, right on through. And they're able to have benefits and things like that, free housing, medical care, food stamps and things. And they come over here, they have babies and stuff, so they're here for life. And I saw in my last video when I talked about this situation at the border, a lot of people came down in the comments and posted about Mexicans. It's not just Mexicans, it is a whole lot of nationalities of people, and I think that Mexicans are probably one of the least. I don't know about that for sure, but I would say they're one of the least that's coming across from my understanding. We have people coming across from all over the world. They're coming from all over the world, including China and Russia, countries in Africa, everywhere. They're coming into Mexico, and they're being shipped right on across into the United States. And we're paying for it. And it's all the Cloward and Piven strategy. It's a strategy to crash the United States, to overpopulate the United States with dependents, overpopulate, the infrastructure, the welfare system, and to crash it down. That's what's happening. And it's not slowing down. It's actually getting worse from my understanding. And a lot of people, like I said, will comment and argue that illegal immigration is down. Like I said, that's the way they're doing it. They are bringing them across the border, signing them in, pretty much. Here's your name. Are you a good citizen or whatever? Are you a good person or whatever? I don't know what the questions they ask, but that's what they're doing. They're bringing them across. They're processing. That's what it's called. They're processing. Putting these people on these buses and shipping them all over the United States. And in fact, I saw 3, I'm pretty sure here, about 2 weeks ago, crossing the road. And it's not going to be somewhere else. it's going to affect everyone because there's too many people coming through all at once, all constantly. And it is to crash the United States, to destroy our culture, destroy everything. And it's all a plan. It's all part of the globalist plan to bring the United States down, to crash the United States, because they have to crash the United States to bring in this globalist agenda that they want. They want to change the demographics of the United States and have people that haven't been used to having freedom, having constitutional rights and things, because that makes it easier to implement all their agenda. And especially have people that are dependent on the system. And lots of people already here are dependent on the system, are pretty much already under soft socialism right now. In my opinion, but it's going to get worse. We also have infrastructure is crashing. We have bridges that are falling down, and they're sending, instead of putting money here for our infrastructure, they're sending it to Ukraine. They're sending it everywhere to help everyone else besides here in the United States. So it shows where our federal government's love is. They don't love us, that's for sure. That's why they keep sending money, currency, building everyone else up, while the United States infrastructure and the United States as a whole continues to crumble and fall down to that third world looking country. And guys, not only that, I think that within less than a year, probably less than 3 months, we're going to be in a hot war with China and Russia, North Korea, and probably Iran, and God knows who else is going to be involved in this. It's going to be World War III, because the powers that be here in the United States and the deep state and military-industrial complex and the federal government we have now, they want this war because, number one, the economy, I talked about that a minute ago, the economy is crashing, and they know this, and every time that economy is in such bad shape, like after, like the Great Depression, and then World War II started. They always start these wars when the economy gets in this bad a condition. One, to hide the fact, plus, the military-industrial complex is wanting this, the government's wanting this, and if they can have this war, they can stay in power. They can suspend the election and things. They have war powers. So it's beneficial to them. They think to have this World War III. However, they don't realize how it's going to turn out for the United States. The United States is going to lose this war, and I think they are supposed to lose this war, this next war. And it's going to affect us here. We've had wars before, lots and lots of wars. The United States has, I think, over 100, maybe more, at least 100 I know. I think like 160 military bases around the world, because they want to control everyone else. They want to have the hegemonic control around the world. And it's good for the military-industrial complex. But this war, is it going to be like we've had before? It's not going to be like Vietnam. It's not going to be like Iraq, Iran, all these other little wars we've had over the years and the decades. It's not going to be like that. We're fighting, or will be fighting, two major superpowers, military superpowers, that have hypersonic intercontinental ballistic missiles, and they can deliver nuclear warheads anywhere in the United States that they want. They can cause massive tsunamis, detonate those under the ocean. They already have those planets and ready to go. From my understanding, they can just flip the switch and it's going to explode those nukes under the ocean, and it's going to have huge tidal waves to wipe out pretty much all of the east and west coast. It's not going to be, like I said, like these little wars we've had before. Those are bad enough, lives lost, and it's horrific. However, this next war is not going to be like that at all. Even World War II wasn't like that, because most of us fought in the Pacific and in Russia and Germany and Europe. However, this one is going to be here in the United States. We're going to feel it here. There may not be, foreign troops on our soil, but then they may. Who knows? But there definitely will be strikes inside the United States when we go to war with Russia and China, and there will be nuclear strikes inside the United States, in my opinion, and go all out to all-out nuclear war. And it seems like the powers that be want this, because they're not doing a thing to try to de-escalate. In fact, they keep poking and poking and poking. It's like you have this big, strong guy, and that's Russia and China, Iran, North Korea, and you have this guy that is sickly and weak, the United States and NATO, poking the chest. Come on. After a while, that big guy's going to get sick of being poked and prodded and try and coerced into a fight, and he's going to just go back and boom. That's what it's going to be. And I hate the thoughts of nuclear war here in the United States because it's going to be devastating to pretty much everything and everyone. It's going to be massive loss of life. But like I said, they want massive loss of life because they want depopulation. And that could be why we have a lot of people coming over here from other countries all over the world coming into the United States to get them all in one place. Strike, kill, eliminate most of the population around the world. I mean, it's crazy to think about stuff like this. If you look at what they're saying, what they're doing, it's obvious what's going to happen. If you think the video was useful, if you thought it was thought-provoking, then give it a big thumbs up. If you thought it was fear porn, give it a thumbs down, because that's your opinion. But if you are still screaming fear porn right now, with everything going on, then I don't know what to tell you, because so many things are going on, and it's obvious what's going to happen, how it's going to turn out. Massive loss of life and death, and unfortunately, like I said at the start of the video, I don't think that most people is going to survive, including most people who prep. I'm not saying not to prep, because it definitely increases your chances of survival, but it's still no guarantee. Prep and pray. But anyways, guys, if you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Go down in the comments below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'm the Creekmore Matter, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.